That bucket fell, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was super duper windy last night.
Yeah.
We had a windstorm that was so strong. But we had ice in our buckets, so they stayed put. So today, we are out here replacing some buckets and some lids because our tote was so full last night. When we emptied our sap into the tote, to be able to get all of it up to the house, we decided that we would just take the buckets right off of the tree because we didn't think the sap would be running today. And as far as up at the house, we did not have sap running. So the boys, that is a pine tree, yep, it's a baby cedar tree. These three right over here need all their lids put back. Hey, don't snap it so hard because then nobody can open it. It only needs to be snapped in one spot, and some of the buckets don't really fit the lids. So then it's a problem. So we're using 3 different kinds of buckets, all made by the same company, and 3 lids, all from the same company. And this lid fits most of them. Take this all the way downhill to the farthest tree. Way down. Oh, here, take 2. Here, Jack. I didn't see that tree right there. Trey, put this bucket right here upright for Murdoch, and he's going to bring a lid over to you. You guys can do it together. Murdoch is my expert maple syrup guy. He just works right along. He's over there talking and singing. Is there any sap dripping out of the lines, Murdoch? Good. I know there was some in the bucket, but is there any coming out of the tree? So I think we had about 6 buckets to replace. No, there's no owl. There's no owl.
And what is that? That tree on that branch.
That's just a broken branch, honey. So we had 11 buckets or 12 up at the house. We figured 6 or 7 of them needed to come back to the woods. So this is what we're working on. And we saw yesterday a tree that had at least 10 owl pellets underneath it, and it was a cedar tree. So I know normally we see these little openings on dead trees, and I try to keep my eyes open for an owl because I saw one up in the yard a while ago. I'll put in a picture of him. It's kind of blurry, and I did it with this camera phone. I really wish I'd had my other phone at the time, or an actual camera, but I got a shot of him anyway, and it was right in the middle of the day. So we're kind of doing some owling right now too, because you can find them in the trees if you go out at night, which I'm a huge chicken of the woods in the dark. We're just gonna see if we can spot them because it's neat. Yeah, snap that down a little bit in case that wind starts up again. It is supposed to be 45 degrees tomorrow and sunny. So we wanted to make sure that these buckets were in place. Yeah. Good job, buddy. You're a good maple syrup man. Just bring the whole wagon. So if you're not familiar with owls, my daughter and I, my older daughter Juliet, went on a walk at a nature center a long time ago. And it was something that we did as an extra thing. I don't know if it had anything to do with Girl Scouts or not. It was just her and I. But we learned about owl pellets. So it's a neat thing. You should look it up. So I was walking past this tree yesterday, and I noticed that there was lots of white spots, which is poop. We get a lot of turkeys out here. So then I looked, and I saw this. This is an owl pellet. It's everything that the owl can't digest. So it is all the little bones and fur and feathers. So it's hard to decipher all of it, but you can actually put it all together and figure out what the animal ate. So this is an owl pellet. This is another one. This one is still together, so it must be newer. Because of course, they break down. But there's tons of them over here. That's 3, 4. There's one over there. 5, 6. Yes. 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. That could be part of one or one of its own. I'm going to say 12. So, looking through it, I saw this really neat. It's a little claw from a bird or a mouse. I'm guessing a bird. Hard to see. There. Yeah. So if you can, we like to spend a lot of time walking around in our woods and just seeing things. And my kids can walk through here. They're old enough now that they know the path. We've got this cleared out section that goes in a loop, and then a couple secondary paths. And we like to go out and just go nature walking in the woods. Today we found a turkey feather, and on the way in, I think I found a couple of red-tailed hawk feathers, and I've had some hawks around the house. So look at this deer rub. The deer was just going at it. That had to have been a big deer, because it's even all the way up here. I mean, it could have been a bird, but I don't think so. That's a bit deep and aggressive for a woodpecker, and they're not circular holes. This is ironwood, which is called that because it is heavy, solid stuff. This one right here, that's 5'5", where that mark is at. That was a big deer. He really wanted to rub on that. So this is the center part of our woods, and it's real rocky through here, and there's no path cut through, so we don't do a lot in this section, but it's pretty wet, and because of the rocks and the wetness, we just enjoy it for its looks, and having it be a source of firewood. So the kids are over here. This is a stream that comes in off of our north field and zigzags through, and it just keeps on going. And if you can see right out there, that's the main river past those trees. So I don't let the kids come out here on their own, because that is a deep and wide river. Also, because of the flooding, I just read that there was millions of gallons of raw and semi-raw sewage dumped into all of our rivers in this area because of the flooding. So we're just going to stay out of that and not eat any fish, which I haven't tried fishing in a long time, but I just prefer to just go buy my trout at the store. But I know it's funny with homesteading people to not want to do that, but these rivers have been tested for years to be so bad, and one dead body in it is enough for me to not ever want to eat anything that comes out of it. It kind of gives me the skeeves. So nice and quiet today, very enjoyable. I think George must have fallen asleep. He's being very quiet. Oh yeah. He's a little sleepy baby. His little hat shifted on him. Hi, Bethy.
Hi.
You're a pretty girl. You like your ride? She's not feeling like walking today. Yeah, this It's a lot warmer than it was yesterday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bethany was freezing yesterday. Yeah. So we're going to head back up to the house.
Today?
Yeah, we're going to head back up. We got to go check on our sap. So we'll see y'all next time, everybody. Okay, but we want the water flow open. Okay. Here's another real good buck rub. That was going to be a nice maple tree one day. Not anymore. There's another owl pellet. Or two. And that guy's probably been sitting right up there watching for my chickens.